Friends, today we shall learn about the foreign trade policy. This policy is effective year 2015 to 2020. We welcome you to this project of learning export and import trade. Enjoy learning. Thanks. What is the purpose and importance of having foreign trade policy? What is the term of policy and why it is declared for a long period? The clarity in government directives for entering into imports and export trade is important. The planning is for long term, say 5 years, because then only the confidence in local and foreign traders can be ensured. The understanding and updating the knowledge is more important. If anyone has thought that he has mastered the international policy and procedure, is probably likely to commit blunders. One should study the notifications, circulars, directives, or rules as updated and issued from time to time. The following subjects are most important for study of foreign trade policy: DGFT, Customs, Excise, etc. departments, foreign trade policy and DGFT matters, foreign trade policy procedures, acts, rules, EOU, SEZ, DGFT, exim notifications, public notices, circulars, export incentives, DEPB rates, DFRC, import export code numbers, licenses, allied acts and rules, customs matters, customs tariff, customs act, rules, regulations, documentation, customs duties, exemptions, notifications, circulars, allied acts and rules, duty drawback rates, baggage rules, forms, etc. Central Excise Matters, Excise Act, rules, regulations, service tax, documentation, excise duties, exemptions, notifications, circulars, allied acts and rules, duty credit, export procedures, forms, etc. RBI matters, investment rules, foreign exchange manual, FEMA, FERA, notifications, circulars, documentations, forms, etc. Shipping and logistics, sea cargo tracking, container tracking, bill of lading number, tracking, ocean, freight shipment, air cargo tracking, courier packet tracking are to be understood by persons dealing in the international trade. Service tax matters, service tax notifications, circulars and rules should be studied. Besides making rules for the international, the government's purpose to form foreign trade policy is as follows: to increase the percentage share of global merchandise trade within the next 5 years, to act as an effective instrument of economic growth by giving a thrust to employment generation. Agricultural production and industrial production has shown remarkable growth and dynamism in contributing to a healthy growth in exports. In the last 5 years, the exports witnessed a strong growth. The latest data on the employment front, studies have suggested that nearly 14 million jobs were created directly or indirectly as a result of increased exports in the last 5 years. The short term objective of the policy is to arrest and reverse the declining trend of exports and to provide additional support, especially to those sectors which have been hit badly by recession in the developed world. The long term objective of the policy for the government is to double the India's share in global trade. In order to meet these objectives, the government would follow a mix of policy measures. These include incentives, institutional changes, procedural rationalization, and enhanced market access across the world and diversification of export markets. Improvement in the infrastructure related to exports, bringing down transaction costs and providing full refund of all the indirect taxes and levies would be the three pillars which will support the country to achieve this target. Endeavor will be made to see that the goods and services tax rebates are indirect taxes and levies on exports. We can study the policy and procedure chapter wise. Out of the different chapters of the foreign trade policy, we should study chapter which provides the policy related to exports and imports. For those who are already doing the international trade, it is very important to keep updated knowledge of policy related to incentives, promotions, facilities such as export promotion zones, etc. Study of different types of licenses, scripts issued by DGFT related to export and import is important. Highlights of the new foreign trade policy 2015 to 2020. Merchandise exports from India schemes, MEIS. Now 5 different earlier schemes: Focus Product Scheme, Market Linked Focus Product Scheme, Focus Market Scheme, Agricultural Infrastructure Incentive Script VKGUY, have been merged into a single scheme, namely Merchandise Export from India schemes. Incentives under this scheme are available on export of notified goods to notified markets at notified rates. In order to avail this benefit, all exporters are advised to declare on all shipping bills from 1/6/2015 onwards mandatorily, as we intend to claim rewards under Merchandise Export from India schemes, MEIS. Service Export from India scheme, SEIS. Served from India scheme, SFIS, has been replaced with Service Exports from India scheme, SEIS. Now all service providers located in India and earning foreign exchange, regardless of constitution or profile of the service provider who is exporting notified services, would be eligible for these benefits at the rate of 3% or 5% of net foreign exchange earnings. The reward issued as duty credit scrip under this scheme and goods imported by using this scrip will be freely transferable and usable for all types of goods or services for payment of custom duty, excise duty, and service tax. Chapter 3. 3 incentives, MEIS and SEIS, now is available to units located in SEZ also. Status holders. The nomenclature of export house, start export house, trading house, star trading house, premier trading house certificate has been changed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star export house. The criteria for export performance for recognition of status holder have also been changed from rupees to US dollar earnings. Status category. Export performance FOB or FOR as converted value in US dollar per million during the current and previous 2 years. 1 star export house 3, 2 star export house 25, 3 star export house 100, 4 star export house 500, 5 star export house 2000 US dollar million. Boost to Make in India. Reduced export obligation EO for domestic procurement under EPCG scheme to 75% of normal export obligation. Normal export obligation is 6 times the duty saved amount in order to promote domestic capital goods manufacturing industry. Online filing of documents, applications. Now, hard copies of applications and specified documents would not be required to be submitted to RA under Chapter 3 and 4 of Foreign Trade Policy. In new systems, all relevant documents are to be CA or CS or CWA digitally signed. Simplifications of processes, digitization and e-governance. Under EPCG scheme, obtaining and submitting a certificate from the independent chartered engineer confirming the use of spares, tools, refractory and catalyst imported for final redemption of EPCG authorizations has been dispensed with. Now, EPCG authorization holders shall be required to maintain record for a period of 2 years only after the redemption of authorizations. Exporter-importer profile. Facility has been created to upload documents in exporter-importer profile. There will be no need to submit copies of permanent records, documents, for example, IEC, manufacturing license, RCMC, PAN, etc., repeatedly with each applications once uploaded. Communication with exporters, importers. Certain information like mobile number, email address, etc. has been added as mandatory fields in IEC database. This information, once provided by the exporters, would help in better communication with exporters. SMS, email would be sent to exporters to inform them about issuance of authorizations or status of their applications. Online message exchange with CBDT and MCA. It has been decided to have online message exchange with CBDT for PAN data and Ministry of Corporate Affairs for CIN and DIN data. This integration would obviate the need for seeking information from IEC holders for subsequent amendments, updating of data in IEC database. Communications with committees of DGFT for faster and paperless communication with various committees of DGFT. Dedicated email addresses have been provided to each norms committee, import committee, and pre-shipment inspection agency for communication. Other new initiatives: EOUs, EHTPs, STPs have been allowed to share infrastructural facilities among themselves. Inter-unit transfers of goods and services have been allowed amongst EOUs, EHTPs, STPs, and BTPs. EOUs have been allowed facility to set up warehouses near the port of export. STP units, EHTP units, software EOUs have been allowed the facility to use all duty-free equipment goods for training purposes. 100% EOU units have been allowed facility of supply of spares components up to 2% of the value of manufactured articles to a buyer in domestic market for the purpose of after-sale services. At present, in a period of 5 years, EOU units have to achieve positive net foreign exchange earning NEE cumulatively. Because of adverse market condition or any ground of genuine hardship, then such period of 5 years for NEE completion can be extended by 1 year. LOP for setting up a 100% EOU will have an initial validity of 2 years to enable the unit to construct the plant and install the machinery. Further extension can be granted by the Development Commissioner up to 1 year. Extension beyond 3 years of the validity of LOPs can be granted in case the unit has completed 2/3 of activities, including the construction activities. Procedure for deboning or exit of STP, EHTP has been simplified. EOU having export turnover of rupees 10 crore or more are allowed to issue the pre-authenticated procurement certificates from the Customs Excise. Facilitating and encouraging export of dual use, special chemicals, organisms, materials, equipments, and technologies, SCOMET items. Validity of SCOMET authorization has been extended from the present 12 months to 24 months. Verification of End User Certificate EUC is being simplified if SCOMET item is being exported under Defense Export Offset Policy. Export obligation period for the defense items under the advance authorization will be 24 months or contracted duration of the exporter, whichever is later. E-commerce exports. Goods falling in the category of handloom products, books, periodicals, leather footwear, toys, and customized fashion garments having FOB value up to 25,000 per consignment, finalizing using e-commerce platform shall be eligible for benefits under foreign trade policy. Such goods can be exported in manual mode through foreign post offices in New Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai. Export of such goods under courier regulations shall be allowed manually on pilot basis through airports at Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai as per appropriate amendments in regulation to be made by Department of Revenue. Duty exemption. Imports under advance authorization shall also be eligible for exemption from transitional product specific safeguard duty. In order to encourage manufacturing of capital goods in India, import under EPCG authorization scheme shall not be eligible for exemption from payment of anti-dumping duty, safeguard duty and transitional product specific safeguard duty. Additional ports allowed for export and import such as Calicut Airport, Kerala, Arakoram, ICD, Tamil Nadu have been notified as registered ports for import and export. Duty-free tariff preferences scheme. India has already extended duty-free tariff preferences to 33 least developing countries LDCs across the globe. This is being notified under FTP. Quality complaints and trade disputes. In an endeavor to resolve quality complaints and trade disputes between exporters and importers, a new chapter naming Chapter on Quality Complaints and Trade Disputes has been incorporated in the foreign trade policy. For resolving such disputes at a faster pace, a committee on quality complaints and trade disputes CQCTD is being constituted in 22 offices and would have members from EPCs, FIEOs, EPEDA, EICS. Vishakhapatnam and Bhimavaram added as Town of Export Excellence. Government has already recognized 33 Town of Export Excellence. It has been decided to add Vishakhapatnam and Bhimavaram in Andhra Pradesh as Town of Export Excellence. For the persons engaged in international trade in India, foreign trade policy is like Bible and procedure is a must to be followed up.